Will you scoot up just a tad so that it doesn't look like I'm bigger than you?
Oh yeah.
I'm such a difficult wife. Look at these muscles. Cheers.
Cheers.
To the years.
What is this called, what we're filming right now?
You're about to find out. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today is a special day because the babe of all babes, my husband, Chris Reese. I don't know why I just did it so formally. You're on this channel. It's basically like your channel too at this point.
I'm just laughing because we're doing that whole accent thing for like every word we do.
Chris Reese.
Chris Reese. We're very youthful.
We've gotten really bored in quarantine, as I'm sure all of you have, but what kind of makes our situation a little more unique is that we were married for like 5 minutes and then the government was like, guess what? You're locked up together to really get to know each other. And babe, do you remember before we got married, like how many people told us our first year of marriage was gonna be the worst year of our lives? How many people told us that?
So many, but and it's partially true, but not for reasons like we would have foreseen. Just
like
COVID.
what?
COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I was like expecting like fights, conflicts, but no, just being locked in your house. We
Aspects
don't have
of
much
it.
to complain about.
No,
We're
we have
very
nothing to
fortunate,
complain
but
about.
still, like, it's kind of interesting being locked in a house.
That's a good way of putting it. Being locked in a tiny 600 square foot condo together for now, I think it's been 3 years. It's a really unique way to get to know each other very deeply over the course of a very long time. At any rate, we thought it would be really fun to sit down and share a list of all the weird stuff we've realized about each other since we got married, because we didn't technically live together before we got married, which is why I think some of this stuff is still new to us, right?
It's funny.
So why don't you kick it off, Chris?
The first thing that comes to mind
What?
is the whole, like,
Babe.
when you go like this in the talk, you know?
That's too weird. There's certain, like, this is meant to be weird things we can share with the world.
Oh, okay. I got the premise now. Let me check my list. You leave your hair everywhere. You have globs of hair, mainly in the bathroom, balls that I take out of the drain in the shower especially, or like brushing your hair. But I think the thing is, it's because you have such dark hair that it makes it more noticeable.
Where's the weirdest place you've ever found one of my hairs?
I think in my boxers.
Is it my turn now?
Yes, you
Okay,
can go for one.
so let's not forget about Chris. One of the things that I love about him that I have learned is also kind of weird is just like his obsession with grooming. So Chris also has a lot of hair. He likes to cut it at home and he doesn't like to shave his chest hair, which it turns out I like it. But besides trimming his own hair, cutting his own hair, which does leave a large trail of hair as well. Will you take credit for that?
10 minutes ago, my mom just shaved my neck and there were balls of hair.
Yes, you're a very healthy man. But besides the hair game, there are two other things you do in the grooming category that I think really stand out. One is his obsession with clipping his fingernails and toenails. And when I say obsession, I mean, if I can't find him, I just listen closely and I hear that little clip sound. He's got his little barefoot scientist kit that Dana hooked him up with.
Thanks, Dana.
How many times a day would you say you clip your fingernails and toenails? Just be honest.
Like doing the whole process.
Oh, the whole process.
Of like each fingernail is every few days, but there will be like almost every day where like there's a piece of nail that I don't like, so I'll take off.
Exactly, a lot of attention to detail. Just for a little context, I trim my nails like once every 3 weeks, just throwing it out there. The other grooming thing that you're very into is all things dentistry. Chris almost believes he is a dentist and he somehow was able to purchase a real dental kit. I think my mom even got you some tools somehow on the black dental market, and he has like those plaque
a pick, a mirror, like a plaque removal that's like a rubber spike.
But at the end of the day, the reason I love all the grooming is because you're like very well kept person.
I mean,
you know,
it benefits both of us.
It does, but it is an obsession of yours that I was unaware of.
I never really realized how clean I am until you brought it up.
Yeah, I could just lick you. Tasty.
One thing I learned since getting married was that my wife likes to lay in the shower, like on the ground, with her feet up in the air, getting the water hit against them. I walked in one day brushing teeth and just saw legs like floating in the air.
You guys, if you've never done it before, lay it on the floor of the shower and just let the water hit you. 10 out of 10, I recommend it because it makes you feel like you have one of those fancy rain showers when in fact you live in a very basic condo.
I like that.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth about how you feel about laying on the floor in the shower.
I like it. It's like a little foot massage.
Massage?
Can't stop with the accents.
That's why we need to move and get a bigger house so that we can both lay on the floor in the shower. But you did not know that about me. I kept that hidden. It was a little weird.
I wasn't allowed to walk in on you before we were
Give me
married.
my privacy.
Come on.
Oh, this is very weird. And I honestly don't even understand where this comes from, what the origins are. But I think this is also because we're at home, like working together now, because prior to COVID, we were obviously going about our own business during the day. We each had offices that we would go to, but now we're at home all the time.
I'm curious
together working. One day, I just noticed that Chris was sniffing some printed materials. Which apparently is a thing that you've done for your entire life, but that is not as prevalent now that we don't use as much paper, which is why I'm just finding it out. What? Sniffing paper goods?
Not just paper goods. I've always liked certain like smelling things weird, like new shoes or like, I don't know, video game accessories or some weird plastics that you buy. Just smells good.
Have you ever eaten them?
No.
Okay,
no.
just
But yeah,
checking.
like books, like can any of you guys feel me on this? Like old books, like they have a certain smell.
Like
or
mahogany?
Yes.
Cigars?
Mahogany.
Liqueurs.
Or like certain like magazines or like printed materials. Try it out sometime.
Do you know
you'll
what?
see what I'm
Is there any paper around?
You'll see what I'm talking about.
You know,
but it can't just be
let me
normal paper. Like
Oh,
it can't be
okay.
like normal white paper. It has to be something like
This
printed
manila folder.
or like business cards might work. Like a cool like printed business card that's shiny. That might have a nice
You
smell
realize
to it.
you're just digging yourself deeper. Take a sniff of this and tell me what it inspires.
I mean, that's the wrong type of paper.
Sorry, he's got to have nice
The
paper,
wrong type
people.
of paper to smell.
Excuse me.
One cute thing I noticed is that especially when Joslyn's paying attention to something, listening to someone talk, sometimes watching a TV show, she blinks a lot. Like,
Have you not noticed that before?
I mean, I maybe did, but like I've really noticed that as I've gotten to know you. It's like when you're intent on something. When did you first notice that you do that?
I started noticing how truly out of control my blinking was when I started being on camera a lot, because it's not something you notice, because think about it, when you're looking in the mirror, your eyes are open, you're not blinking.
Yeah,
But
you
then
can't see yourself blink.
when you're an on-camera person and you're like this, literally, which is how it was when I first started. Also, my eyes are very sensitive to different types of makeup, but when I get like in a weird zone, it's just like blah, 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 like freak out central.
Is there like a reason or?
It's because my brain is so densely filled with information, it's gotta like blink it out.
Blink it out, push it out. Processing. Another thing, I'm just gonna do two because it's on the topic of eyes.
Yes.
I've noticed that I will just look over at her a lot of times throughout the day and she'll just be like staring, like looking around, just like not, like just staring, like thinking, like processing so much. So it's like the opposite of blinking, it's like anti-blinking.
I have noticed actually, you'll ask me sometimes like, what are you thinking about? And I'll be like, tacos.
Her brain is always thinking about something.
Yeah, I don't really shut down. I'm not one of those chill people.
I have this funny clip of you drinking your morning coffee too.
I'm actually a terrifying person. Are you sure you want to marry me? Too late. Okay, this is something, like I knew that you had definitely a tendency towards comfortable clothes, for sure. And maybe it's just a quarantine thing for you. But first off, this man does not like clothes. And I'm not saying he wants to be naked, which is fine if he would like to be. But however, what I'm saying is you do not believe in shirts. They're like basically against your belief system. I'm shocked you're wearing a shirt right now, quite
Well, it's
frankly.
like a half shirt.
His go-to outfit, even in dead of winter, we could be in the snow. His go-to outfit is boxers, flip-flops, and wait for it, just for good measure, a beanie.
Without a shirt.
No shirt. You don't even like wearing shorts. You would prefer to wear boxers.
Yeah. It's like my head and my feet are conflicted.
It's like an internal
Beanie
battle.
versus sandals.
Also, on that note, I did have a brother that I grew up with, and obviously my dad, but like I was never trying to like wear their underwear. I was never really trying to wear yours until recently either, because I realized, you guys, women out there, do you understand how much more comfortable men's undergarments are? I did not, but I recently wore your underwear and now I own all of them.
It's like,
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Screw boyfriend jeans, do boyfriend underwear.
Boyfriend everything.
Husband underwear.
Oh, excuse me. So I get why you just want to wear the underwear, because I do too.
Yeah,
you know?
it's amazing. Once you're asleep, you're not moving ever, and you can fall asleep anywhere.
That's true.
Another thing about the sleeping thing that I realize you like, you love weight on your body. Like if I just put like a heavy pillow on you, you'll go like this and just like not move forever.
Seriously, the whole fad and craze with weighted blankets is a thing because I believe that's the way we were like created. Like in the womb, there had to have been pressure on us. We were like in a little pressure cooker, like an instant pot, you know, where all the water is pushing on us. Then you let us out into the world and you're just like, sorry, no more instant pot pressure. Now you're just out here floating around. No wonder babies are sad. It's because they don't have their instant pot anymore.
I get it. You
know what I mean?
I get it.
So Chris actually does, like I'll fall asleep on the couch and he'll be like, babe, do you want to go to bed? And I'm like, no, leave me alone. I want to sleep here. And then I regret it.
It's
immediately regret
it. Weird no-win situation for me or for her. Because I try to wake her up and it's like, she just says no. But the next day she's like, oh, I'm so mad. Hate that I slept on the couch. I'm like, sorry, what can I do?
Sometimes if I am in bed or like if I take the weird occasional nap, Chris is so sweet, especially during like this COVID thing, which is like basically 50% of our marriage at this point. He'll come in, put like 17 blankets and then all the pillows from our bed so that the only thing that is free is my head. And you guys, I am not kidding, best sleep of my freaking life is when I am like almost suffocated. And you're the polar opposite because Chris likes to sleep basically nude, no blankets, 87 fans, and an air conditioner.
That's very true.
100%.
It's so weird how that works, right?
And you like the white noise of it too. Your stretching habits. Yes, people, you heard that right.
One. And anyone who knows me well knows this about me, especially my high school friends.
Anyone who knows Chris Reese knows that you'll like be somewhere and you'll be like, where did Chris go? And you can't find him because he's basically doing a middle split on the ground. He is the most limber person.
In the middle of Target,
No, sometimes we'll be like waiting in line or like at church or at a bar or something, and he'll just be doing like,
come out of the bathroom. There he is. Stretching. Always stretching. Do you feel good?
Yep. Forearms.
really getting his like groin stretched or his calves or whatever, which I would love to adopt more of because I think stretching is very important. But from whence does this come, sir?
From whence?
From whence? What's with the stretching?
It's literally been an entire life thing, I think.
But why? That's weird. Like most guys can't even lift their arm over their head.
I don't know, but I really think, maybe I heard it somewhere along the way, but I got like intrinsically ingrained in my brain that stretching is like really the best thing you can do for like just living a long, like mobile life.
It's true.
I mean, it's like obvious,
it's strange
but it's like,
that you like remembered that in a great way.
Didn't you say your dad's like super flexy?
My dad, Phil, oh my gosh, what a legend. My dad is very athletic and very flexible. I was gonna say I made the mistake of going to hot yoga with him once. Only say mistake because he totally outshined everyone. He was basically doing a side split and he's like 62.
Where did that come from?
No one knows, babe. No one knows. Okay, your turn.
I'm done.
You're done? You have nothing else weird to share about me?
No. What else can I share about you weird? Oh, makes me laugh very hard internally, and I try to not like show her that I'm laughing because I never want her to stop. Every time she's watching one of her like Instagram stories or YouTube video of herself in it, she will lip and like expression each thing she's saying like
it's so embarrassing.
It's so cute gross. Though. I love when she does it. Like she's
that's an embarrassing habit to be like miming your own self.
But it's that, but it's also even like you're so animated with texting, typing, like I'll look over at the computer and you're like aw.
Oh my gosh, I actually have a lot more about you, but I feel like we probably have to wrap it up. So Chris, his main love language is Mouth touching. Physical touch. It's very big for
Like
him.
a little teddy bear.
Yes, he loves being touched. I actually weirdly love touching you too. And I don't say weird, it's just like was never a thing for me before I met you, but I feel like you've tricked me into it. And I am drinking the Kool-Aid, people. So here's the thing with my husband is that he's a perfect combination of cuddle monster when we're sleeping, but sometimes you snore in my face. But I don't have the heart to get rid of you because you're coodling me so hard, you know?
Any roommate I've ever had knows this about me.
Tell the truth about me. The reason I feel okay talking about this is because, what? I snore too.
Yeah, that's true. Not as bad as me though.
But I love you anyways. Are you sad that I shared that?
No.
You're a cuddle snorer. You're like the perfect
You were
combo.
breathing heavy last night, right when you fell asleep.
When you're snoring, you know it's because you just need that rest, right?
That's true. Staying at home all day, every day is really exhausting.
One more thing I noticed about you that I just like picked up on as a thing is that when you're on the phone, you cannot sit still. Like if someone calls Chris on the phone, he leaves the house completely and walks down the street. I don't know what you're doing on these phone calls at all, but even if he is in the house, you're pacing. Walk it back.
I have to walk when I talk. I don't know why.
No, I feel like it gives you energy and vivacity and passion. Vascularity. We dated for a long time before we got married. We did a lot of homework. We went to a lot of like counseling people and whatever to do our homework. So we kind of knew like what we were getting into as far as like the weird quirks about each other, but also like the things, you know, that we weren't gonna agree upon. So for us, this quarantine time has like been, okay, it's been cool. It's also, honestly, like you're my favorite person still. I really like you and I love you. So it's been like kind of fun to be like locked up with you. Do you feel the same?
I do. But you know what also that I like is that we have gotten to cook 150 meals.
That is true,
Which
you
is
guys.
like, food is my other love language.
It definitely is. Another funny fact about Chris is that if you ever share a meal with him, and I hope some of you watching this will have the chance to do that in the future, he will absolutely try to force feed you food from his plate, even if you are at the fanciest restaurant in the world, because you are an Italian man that wants to share the food with people.
That's true, and I get offended if you don't take it, and I always force people. I think it kind of runs in my family, and I'll take food from strangers. That's a whole nother story we have over there.
A story time
So
in and of itself.
there we go.
Chris has had some, let's say, unique experiences with some strangers he has made the choice to take food from. I'll leave it at that for now.
Talk about it some other time.
But on the note of food, we are actually considering doing a video where we share what we eat in a week because people seem to be interested in all the food that we're cooking. We share a lot of it on Instagram. So if that sounds like your jam, hit the comments and let us know. But more importantly, hit the comments and let us know what weird things you have realized about your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, your husband, your wife, whatever.
I would say even, or yourself. Like, that's funny too.
Oh, what have you learned about yourself?
Well, how clean I am.
Actually, man, you know what's hot? I didn't even mention it, that I have learned even more about this man is that I am pretty anal when it comes to like cleanliness. And I feel like when God made you, he made you just for me because you are more clean than me. He does all the dishes, always. Like I'll still be finishing my food and he'll be trying to be like, clear, are you done? He wants to put it in the dishwasher.
I was literally just gonna say pulling food away with the last bite on the,
I'm like,
on the plate
wait,
still. You're like,
I want seconds, please. But honestly, and not to be disgusting, even though, let's face it, we are like the grossest couple in the world. But I will own that.
I don't think everyone understands what you mean by
Oh, by gross, I mean like, oh, I love you so much, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? We're definitely those people. I don't really care. It's great. It's fun. I hope it brings you joy
kissing
or
on street
whatever.
corners.
We like to kiss in public. My favorite things about Chris are the weirdest things. And I have in my mind this idea that you did not truly become this weird until we got serious.
I think you're
Like,
right.
what do you think the weirdest thing is that you do now that I have unleashed the beast on?
Dancing for sure.
Was that a snap?
Yeah,
Are you ready?
dancing and like story ad libs are pretty weird too.
Like, what's a story ad lib?
Like being far when daughters.
Our
are
twin
with
daughters,
the
yeah.
Hensons.
So we have this thing where we make up stories all the time. Like I'll text Chris and be like, oh my gosh, where are the girls? And he'll be like, what? And I'll be like, our twin daughters that we had 8 years ago that we haven't seen since they were 4 years old. And he'll be like, oh my gosh, they're with the Hensons. I forgot. They were at a soccer field and then they stayed for the baseball game, but we're gonna go pick them up next week when they're in Hawaii. Stuff like that. Trying to keep ourselves entertained because we can't go to the movies. We can't go to happy hour. We can't go to a restaurant. I'm drinking rosé on a full-size bed. Hit the comments and let us know what weird habits your sig auth has, your wife, your husband, whatever. What weird habits you have for that matter. And please be sure to subscribe for more videos just like
This one.
from your favorite newlyweds.
Newlyweds.
Chris.
Cheers to the people. Chris, are you drinking Crystal? Where did it come from?
Great question. Where did we come
did
from?
it come
Where did the planet come from?
Where did this video come from?